Alright, what's going on, guys? So I am making this first video for the Trader Psych channel. It's going to be super simple. Um, Somebody requested, or actually nobody requested this, but I had an idea of just making a simple video about how to properly chart a stock. Uh, just based on me just talking to a couple of people, it looks like a lot of you aren't charting. So it's extremely important that before you enter any play, that you properly chart the stock that you're gonna play. I mean that should be like trading 101. So what I have in front of me right here is Roku, and I'm gonna show you guys how I chart this so that I can find proper support and resistance, as well as figuring out trend lines and stuff like that. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start with what we call a top-down analysis. So I am going to go to my chart and I'm going to go to my weekly chart. Okay, so the idea is to start drawing the key levels of support and resistance on the weekly, and then come down to the daily, then come down to the hourly. Okay, and then let's just see how well we can match them up. So lines of support and resistance, everyone knows what they are, and it's basically points in the chart where there has been some where basically the stock has consolidated, or points that, if you notice here, for example, on Roku, this is the 10-year weekly chart. There are 3 times here where the stock has hit 126. Let me see here, like around 126.9, or let's just say 120, between 126.60 and 127. So what I do is I try to find the points where they all meet, like right around there maybe, and then I draw a line, right? Then I go to the next one where I can see a bunch of these points kind of meeting. So I have one here, I have another one here, another one here, and it also aligns with candles coming from the bottom. So here would be another 97, 92, and then here we have another one. You see one point here, one point here, another one here. And this is on the weekly chart, right? So I have drawn 3 basic lines of support and resistance that each of them become their own support or their own resistance depending on where the stock is headed. Alright, so let's see, and I did this quick, so let's just see what this looks like and if it matches up with the daily. Alright, so looking here, looks like we did a pretty good job here. These lines of support and resistance that I drew off the weekly match perfectly with the daily. So now that I'm zoomed in a little bit closer, I can add a few more lines here on the daily, on the next level here. So we see this candle here, along with these candles over here, right there. 167.02, and then let's see if I can find anywhere else. Maybe down here at 88.68. Okay, so what I've now done is that I have basically understood where the stock will usually bounce off of. So as you can see here, the lines are drawn based on where they touched and bounced off the most. So look at this 97, 92. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 times over the course of a year. Here on the 126.65, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, this is basically how you can tell and how you can foresee where the stock is either going to bounce off of or break through if it has strength. So this is the fundamental stuff that you guys need to know. Like, you guys need to know how to chart. Then if I want to, I can go into the 1 hour. All right, and now I can basically kind of go surgical like a doctor, right? So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can find my lines right around maybe here. And because this is a little bit more kind of zoomed in, what I can do is I can change my color here to basically tell me that this line right here is based on the hourly, whereas the other ones are based on the daily and the weekly. So as you can see, I have my resistance here and I have my support here. Whereas Roku right now, it's trading somewhere in the middle. Whereas VWAP, it's below it. Now let's just say that I want to try to figure out what trend this is doing. Now I'm going to draw a trend line, right, from the top here. I'm going to line it with these 3 points, okay, and then I am going to basically draw another one here at the bottom, okay. And as we can see, what do we see here? What kind of a chart pattern do we see here? Right? This is a descending wedge. So what this means is that as of now, I can expect, based on history, I can expect Roku to keep kind of compressing into this area right here, unless at any moment it breaks, either to the downside or to the upside. So for example, tomorrow, if I would want to trade Roku, right? How do I know, like, if let's say if it opens and it's just skyrockets, how do I know where to take profit? Here at the 139.03 level, which is a resistance, yes, but there is a trend line right before it, so maybe I'll take profit here once it hits this area. As you can see, it has respected it religiously here, here, and here, and it has formed the pattern. So this is what I mean. You guys really need to look at this from a top-down kind of level so that you can understand where the stock can go, where it can be headed. It can be headed, whether it goes up or down. So I didn't want to make this video too long, but hopefully this makes sense. So just to summarize, you open up a chart, you start on the weekly chart, you draw your lines of support and resistance, right? So that's what we did before, right here. Then you go into the daily. You see if the lines match that you drew from the weekly. They did. Then you go into the hourly. You find more points where they all met up, and you draw a new line, this time maybe in a different color, just so that you know that it may not be a key level, but you know that, hey, in the past 10 days or 20 days, it has resisted here. So maybe on an intraday level, this level is going to matter. And then now you know, you have an idea of where the stock is going to go. All right, guys, hope this helped. Thank you. See ya.